Hello, everyone. We're back. So yeah, I saw Weapons. It's pretty good. My new favorite movie of the year. So it's interesting. Like the previous one was a horror movie. This one's also a horror movie. So this one's actually a horror movie. That's actually scary, though. I mean, it's also funny, but it's also scary. But usually, if something can't be funny and scary, but this one was. So interesting. It was very dark and violent too, by the way, and disturbing. Mhm. Also, Haley Williams dropped a new album today. It's really good. Mhm. And also, new Street Sex album's really good. The Dry Drunk Woman. The other one's good too, but the one Dry Drunk is a lot better. Originally, I was going to name the stream after Street Sex album, but I'm going to have to name it after I saw Weapon. So, yeah. Hey, Rudy, how you doing? Have you seen Weapons yet? Hmm? Oh, so I guess I'll talk a bit about Weapons. So Weapons was really good. I don't want to spoil anything. But one thing I will say, I kind of feel like, yeah, it was good. It might be my favorite of the year. I don't know if it's something. Well, my mom wants to see it. The movie is quite disturbing. That's all I'll say. It's also funny, scary, and disturbing, all in the same, I guess, and dark, obviously. So, um, one thing I will say is apparently the director said no, this isn't what it was about, but I feel like it had um, used satire to represent mass. You know what I mean? I don't know. I probably can't say it on YouTube, so you know what I mean. Mass redacted. You know what I mean? Uh, which I won't explain why, but I feel like that's what uh, has a lot of themes. I think regarding that tragedy, uh, and also just um, also how people can be influenced to be used to be weapons or do something horrible. It's kind of what I think is the. But apparently, the director denied that being what it's about. But I don't know. Maybe they're lying. Maybe he's lying. I don't know. Sometimes people won't just want their stuff to be ambiguous. I guess. Yeah. I know Doctor Strange sidekick in Cable. Yeah, he's in it. Yeah, he plays the principal. I'm going to Comic-Con this weekend in Long Beach. Oh, that's cool. We have fun. Sounds fun. Nice. Some has-been hell of actors be there. Oh, nice. That's cool. Which ones? Oh, give me a second. Yeah. Also, I kind of feel like 2025 hasn't really been a super interesting year for movies. I'm not going to lie, guys. And it's just, I mean, I think Weapons is probably the best horror movie of the 2020s so far. But there are other good movies that came out last year. I think are better. Like probably more, at least 2 or 3. I think are better than Weapons. Plus, I think a lot of modern horrors not great. So, you know what I mean. I think a lot of it relies a bit too much on jump scares, which this movie had jump scares too, but they weren't super frequent. They kind of seemed kind of clever with the way they use Amir. Oh, I met Amir at the, yeah. Nice. Rosie, Stella, Salamine, cool. Yeah. Morgana actually took the photo of me and Vivian. I'm kind of hoping I go to one and get to see her again at some point because she seemed really cool. Yeah. 80s horror movies are, yeah. I think 80s definitely has the best horror movies, I'd say. You know, like The Thing and The Shining. You know, there's some other good horror movies in the 80s. Also, I think the 70s has pretty good horror movies too. I think. Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh yeah, Possession, Evil Dead 2, Tetsuo the Iron Man, Aliens, The Fly, Videodrome. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I did say Evil Dead 2. Yeah. Private Music definitely my second favorite this year. I disagree. I don't even think I put it in my top 25. I mean, it's good, but it's like it's maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't even put it in my top 5 best Deftones album. It's still good. It's definitely, I think it's their best since Koi no Yokin, but I don't think it's fine. I think it's good, but I don't know. I don't like it enough for put it in my top 25 of the year. But it is better than Ohms. I will say that. Hey, Zero Bag, how you doing? I think my favorite. I think the new Earl Sweatshirt is actually a better album than the new Deftones. I think so. How you doing, Zero Bag? But I think the new Haley Williams is better than either of them, though. So the new Haley Williams album is really good. I didn't expect her to drop an album this year, but she did, and it's really good. It might be even better than all the Paramore albums somehow. I'm doing fine. Have you seen Weapons by chance? Have you seen that movie yet? It's pretty good. It's probably my favorite of the year. Which I was kind of expecting, and maybe this one won't even end up being my favorite of the year overall, because I feel like there should be a movie coming out at some point that should be better, but I don't know. Sinners is great too, but I think this one might be better. I don't know. Yeah, it is really good. Mm-hmm. Did you kind of get the impression that the movie was about mass you know what I mean? That tragedy that's super common in the United States and nowhere else, like school, you know what I mean? I probably can't say the word on YouTube, so do you kind of get the impression that it was kind of a satire about that, or used? I don't know. You know what I mean? Do you get that impression at all from watching it, or? I don't think that was the intention, but I can see why I get those vibes. Yeah. So spoilers. This is why I think that. So the fact it's in a school, the fact it's 17 kids disappearing, the fact the main kid is picked on and bullied, the random like AR-15 or in the sky, uh, and also apparently this is kind of a coincidence. There was a lot of 217 stuff, but there was apparently like in 2022 they tried to put sign a law for gun restrictions, and 217 people voted in favor of it, and it still didn't pass or something like that. So some people, but I don't know. They could have been coincidences. Also, some people kind of spoiler kind of said how like people can be radicalized to do certain atrocities or commit atrocities by by watching like extremist people like Andrew Tate or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too into it, but I like to look into stuff like that, I guess. Yeah, I just think that stuff is interesting, I guess. But I was kind of thinking that turns out I wasn't the only one. But then the director apparently said that it wasn't the intention. But I feel like I don't know. Maybe I think it might have potentially worked better as a satire film, though. I gotta admit, but I don't know. Any movie can come out, and there's always people who look the way he did. One thing I realized is the kid that was picking on him throughout the movie. Is I don't know if it was like more than one kid bullying him, but like that was Matthew, right? The main dad who tries to do the investigation himself. That was his son that was picking on him, right? Wasn't it? I just remember the kid having long hair, and the kid that was picking on him had long hair. And then when you goes and rescues his son, the kid he rescues has long hair. Oh, that's a spoiler. I'm sorry, guys. What was the dad's name? Like Josh Brolin's character's name? Like, was it? I don't remember. Archer or something like that. I think I don't know. Apparently, a lot of people really like the homeless guy James. He's apparently a popular character from it. Now, I feel like one thing I will say is I think Sinners. I think has a better antagonist because I think like the guy from Sinners, what's his name? I can't remember his name. What was his name again? On Remick. I think he was my favorite character from the movie. I just thought he was so interesting and such a good antagonist. This one, I think she's still a good antagonist, but she's very, very unlikable, and I think it's just because she's a really bad person, Yeah, and a lot of people like James. I don't know. I think Sinners has more likable characters, but I think this movie was more well thought out and had a better story. But I think Sinners was had more likable characters and had better characters. And obviously, I guess like the music was pretty good too in Sinners as well. Which this one didn't really have music aside from the George Harrison song and then the soundtrack, which seems to be really industrial kind of. It kind of some people also said that they saw a lot of stuff that might have been influenced by The Shining. I could see, Also, one thing I kind of thought when people are this is a spoiler, guys. So spoiler ahead. I'm just gonna say this. Do you think when people are possessed, is it kind of like a hint, like assume that they also get like superhuman abilities or something, like their strength increases or something like that? So it's to the point, they break through windows, ripping limbs, breaking doors like it's nothing. You know what I mean? I don't think any child. Yeah, well, of course not. Of course they couldn't. Yeah, but I don't know if it's just. I don't know if it's just they have superhuman ability, but it's just when they're weaponized, it's just when they're weaponized, it's just they're so keen on because that's the only thing they know how to do is go after this one thing, and they're so keen on succeeding that they don't care how badly they're hurt. I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's some plot holes, but I feel like there's some plot holes for stuff like that. Like obviously, a kid can't break through a window and live, or even break through a window in general. But I feel like that's such a small thing to critique. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Like there's some things in some films that don't make sense or are plot holes, but they're like so insignificant that people don't need to bring it up. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was honestly one of the best horror film endings though I've seen in a long time. Yeah, let it be a movie. But that was one of the best horror movie endings I think I've seen in a long time. It was super disturbing, but it was very uh, well executed and rewarding. So one thing I will say I thought was interesting was to weapons. So apparently that wasn't actually originally going to be the ending for the movie. So I heard somewhere that the director was like showing a screening for people test watching it, and it was originally just going to fade to black when the kid was in the bathroom, and spoiler, when his parents were after him. But like then people really didn't like it, and he even said one lady said, "What the fuck?" or something. They really didn't like it, and then and actually this movie was actually supposed to be delayed. It was originally supposed to come out like a couple years ago or something, and they had to recast everyone. Because the only one that didn't get recasted was the guy who plays the homeless guy, James. Um, and I'm not sure if the kids got recasted. I'm not sure, but like, so, and I won't say what happens in the ending if you guys haven't seen it, I won't say. But so I think when he started doing the movie again, I think he kind of realized that he kind of needed like some sort of what's the word, like he needed a better ending, I guess. So that's what they came up with, and I'm glad they did. I'm glad that it came up with this new ending, because I think I think the movie would be a lot less. I mean, it's still a tie on my score, but I wouldn't like it. I don't know. It probably wouldn't be nearly as good as it is if it didn't have the ending that it had, because I thought was a really good ending, really disturbing but very rewarding and funny and chilling and disturbing but also rewarding. I guess I'll say. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, guys. Also, one other thing I'll say is this. So usually I can watch a movie like that can be like so scary. Proof that all right, we've been left unsupervised. Going to take over the stream. All right, sorry guys, but I'm back. So one thing I will say is I can like watch like a movie that's like super scary and like violent and all this other stuff, and I can go to sleep fine. And technically, I kind of did, but this is the first movie I watched in a long time that actually genuinely did kind of scare me. So, well, it did scare me, you know. So I actually kind of didn't like want to be in the dark at nighttime, and had to turn the lights on in the garage if I happened to go in the garage, or um, kind of look over my shoulder while I'm trying to sleep in the dark during nighttime. I don't know. For the first 2 days. Um, this October season. Oh yeah, there's a lot of new seasons for stuff, aren't there? There's Digital Circus episode, and then there's the last of the Peacemaker episodes, and there's Smiling Friends, and there's Has Been Hotel, all that stuff. I'm gonna watch the new Peacemaker episode tomorrow. By the way, also just so you guys know, I've kind of been hearing some mixed things on the new Metal Gear Solid 3 or Delta, Snake Eater remake. But I've heard a lot of mixed stuff on it. But I might start playing it this Monday if it arrives. My dad got it for Christmas for me, and it's finally. I'm not sure if it's shipped yet, but we might start playing it this Monday. But it'll be during daytime. Yeah. So either on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday potentially, or I don't know, maybe possibly not at all during that week, but we'll see. First has been Now Smiling Friends this fall is going to be banger. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Favorite songs? Probably Milk of the Madonna, and then what's that one song? Trying to remember. Hold on. Trying to remember what. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. So, Infinite Source. I also like that one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, love to stay, but I'm gonna go take a shower. All right. See ya. See ya, Zero. Take care, dude. All right. Yeah, there were two. Anything anyone wants to talk about? Anything else? Hmm? What? Yeah, what's up? What's your question? So what's up? What's your question? Hmm? Remember you put a funny SpongeBob meme last year, then you disliked it. I remember you put a funny meme last year, then you put a funny SpongeBob meme last year, then you disliked it. I mean, I have no problem. Just curious. I'm not sure what you're talking about. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. Could you explain, please? Yeah, I don't remember doing that, but can you explain, please? The funny SpongeBob nine. Then last year, then you. Because I don't think it's right to joke about that. I just don't think it's right to joke about that kind of stuff. I don't remember you ever sending me that, but I don't think it's right to joke about that. Not a fan. I felt really bad for the it was a terrible tragedy. It really was. Oh, I meant to show something. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second, guys. Yo, I got this because I thought this looked pretty dope. We went to the mall after we went to the movie. Then I stopped by Hot Topic and I saw this. I was like, yeah, I'm getting that. It's a Kinger. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah. Thank you. Mm-hmm. It's actually not a hoodie. It's just a sweater. It doesn't have a hood. It also says it's a woman's thing, but I guess I can wear it like a man's anyway. So doesn't matter to me. Nope. Hey Jace, how you doing? Have you seen Weapons yet? Huh? Yeah, it is really good. Did you happen to get the did you happen to get the feeling that the movie might potentially be a satire on mass or school you know what I mean, that word, that tragedy that happens, it's super common in the United States and nowhere else? Did you get that impression at all that that's what it's about? I can't say the word, I don't think, but you know what I mean. Mass or school you know what I mean? Yeah. With a couple of I don't think I've seen that, but I am trying to watch more South Park episodes though, so I'm trying to watch an episode every Saturday because there's a lot of them. I like it so much as satire as much as a metaphor. Yeah, kind of as a metaphor. Yeah, but you got that impression too that it might be about that. You know. Also, I think some people have also said that it kind of seems like how people can be weaponized to commit atrocities, like if they watch like extremist content like Andrew Tate or Alex Jones or something like that, you know, or even like listen to extremist like populist politicians like Donald Trump or Vladimir Putin or you know stuff like that, or Victor Orban, you know, stuff like that. Have you seen the Bajonia trail? I have not. Bajonia. Let's see. Bajonia. I have not. Looks interesting. When does it come out? Oh, it comes out today. It sounds like it. Right? Oh, but it comes out in October in the United States. Sounds like okay. Oh, is it made by the same person that made what's that one movie? Poor Things. Yeah. Is it made by the same person that made Poor Things? Because I thought Poor Things is pretty good. I thought. I mean, Poor Things is a really really weird movie, but it's good though. Nice. Yeah, but I haven't listened to Brockhampton in a while. But I like their first 3 albums. I'm not too big on the rest of the stuff they did though. I think my favorite album they did though is probably their third one, or I think their second or third one are kind of tied as my favorites. I don't know. Maybe I think I might like the third one a bit more than the second one. I've been to the Saturation Trilogy. Oh, nice. Which one's your favorite? I think the first one is by far the weakest, but I think the second and third one are kind of. I think the third one's slightly better than the second one, but I think the first one's by far the weakest one, but still good. I did like their Roadrunner album they did though. Second is best. Yeah, I can see that, but I think I like the third a bit more than the second, but the second's still good. All right, I got to run. All right, see ya. See ya. That's fine. See ya. See ya. Huh. Planning to watch bands live and film more Kevin Smith movies. That's cool. Nice. Yeah, Pan's Labyrinth is pretty good. It's also like a kind of a satire on like fascist Italy or Francois Spain. I mean, not fascist Italy. I mean Francois Spain or fascist Spain. You know what I mean? It's like a satire on that kind of. Has like themes, but it's not really a satire. It's just basically it's an anti-fascist film. Basically, it takes place during Spain. You know, obviously it's Spain because they speak in Spanish. So yeah, Francois Spain. You know what I mean? Which was like a clerical fascist dictatorship. You know, with Spain, which clerical fascism just means like Christian fascism, basically is what I mean. So, which isn't good. Mm-mm. Yeah, I thought it was a fantasy movie, but part of imagination. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it is. In a way. Mm-hmm. I haven't read the manga, but I've seen the movie tons of times for Akira. Here, or a lot of people say the manga version is more intense than the movie. Could be interesting. Now that the manga and the movie are made by the same person, though. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anything anyone wants to talk about now? How's Peacemaker? It's pretty good. Yeah. I'm gonna watch the new episode tomorrow, so it's pretty good. All right, see you, everybody. See you in the next stream. See ya, Space Cowboy. Yep. All right. Well, anyways, see you guys in the next stream. Bye.